The Tao of Self-Confidence, Episode 222. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits. Well, hello friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Ji Qian, and today I have a phenomenal lady on. She practices Chinese Metaphysics, and I'm just excited to have her on and share her story about self-confidence. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Ji Qian Lee. Ji Qian, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to our listeners.
Hi, Shana. Hello, everybody. I'm so happy to be here today. My name is Ji Qian Lee. I practice Chinese Metaphysics, which means I do destiny consultations, I do Feng Shui audits of homes, and at the same time, I also do names. I come up with Chinese names for newborns and as well as adults who wish to change their names to better their fortunes and to live in homes of wealth, health, and love. At the same time, I also teaches Chinese language to young children at 7 to 8 years old because I really love Chinese very much.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And what's your cultural background?
I'm a Singaporean Chinese. I am also a Cantonese. So I've been raised in a very traditional Chinese background since I was young. And all along, my mom has been like mapping out my life for me. She says that, hey, this is what you should be doing when you grow up. So now you should be doing this, and that. I have a pretty domineering mom, actually.
I think it's common with Asian culture, the parents pretty much map out everything you do in life, even if you might not agree with it at times.
Yes.
So I think you're not the only one who also experiences that. And what would be your favorite self-confidence quote?
I actually have a very long history of failures and self-doubts, and at this age of mine, I'm 37. So at this age of mine, the one quote that resonates with me very, very well is, no matter how many times you have been put down by your closest ones, your family, your parents, even your siblings, your loved ones, your spouse, your partner, and worst of all, even by yourself, never ever believe a single word of it. Because if you think that you're condemned to be lousy, you think that you're condemned to suck at life, you will never make it anywhere. And you will live a pretty miserable life.
Thanks for sharing that. And it's so true, right? I mean, a lot of people live through other people's expectations or other people's opinions, not realizing that they can change that in an instant and start believing in themselves and start taking action on their dreams. So great quote. I really love that, especially to sometimes, the closest to us are the ones who might not agree with what we do or might not think what we're doing is the path. But, we know more than enough that we are destined for something greater. So, and in your own words, how would you define self-confidence?
I used to think that, when I was a young child, I used to think that, hey, self-confidence when I'm an adult means I'll be a strong career woman. I think that success and wealth and status in life means that is self-confidence. But I couldn't be more wrong, because along the way when I tripped through life, I had business failures, I have broken relationships, I have a very bad relationship with my mom. So during that process, I realized that self-confidence is not about the material things in life. Self-confidence is you are able to stand for yourself no matter how many times people are going to put you down, no matter how many times people think that, hey, I think you're wrong, but you are able to stand for yourself no matter what life throws at you. That's my definition of self-confidence.
I love that. And, we forget that, we can stand on our own 2 feet. We can get back up. We can keep on going. And, it's a great definition, because I was like you too, the meaning of success was just, getting a good job, getting married and working for the rest of your life, have the house, the cars. And, for some people it is, and that's great, but it's not for everyone, right? I mean, there's more to life too than just that. So, what was your life like before your discovery of self-confidence?
Well, like I was saying, when I was a child, everything was mapped out by my mom. So she decided that I should go university. She decided that I should she gave me only 2 options when I graduated. She said, hey, you either become a stewardess, an air stewardess, or you go and sign on to be a police. because I think these are the best occupations that bring you a stable income, which is, I think, what our Asian parents are all about, stable income, iron rice bowl. So I went on to become a stewardess because I graduated with 30,000 Singapore dollars in school tuition fee loans. So I went on to be a stewardess, but I was never happy. It bringing me good money, it bring me all over the world, but it was never anything I wanted to do. It was never even in my childhood dream to be an air crew. And I wanted to start a business. So I thought, okay, so I'll be happy, I'll be confident if I have a business of my own. So I went on to do F&B business, selling dim sum, and it didn't work out. It flopped within half a year, which is horribly short. And then I went on to do an online business of selling ladies' clothing. So this time around, I thought I found my passion. I thought that is what I wanted to do all along. But at the back of my mind, I realized I still wasn't happy. In fact, there was one day when I was in my inventory warehouse, I was like packing the clothes and things like that. And then suddenly I just broke down. I sat there and I broke down. Business wasn't doing very well, and there were a lot of pressure on me to perform, to still meet the standards my mom has of me. And I was thinking that I'm a failure in life, because like what you say, Shina, there's a lot of milestones that we are supposed to hit by a certain age. Oh, by this age you should get married. By this age you should have children. By this age you should be earning how much income in life. And all this starts to get to me when my business wasn't doing very well. And the irony is that even when I was doing the business, even when it was doing very well, I was still very unhappy. I didn't realize why until much later. I realized that I would not be happy just selling clothes to women. I thought I would, but I wouldn't. I wasn't. I would only be happy if I feel that I can be doing a job whereby I can bring happiness to people. And I realized it was Chinese Metaphysics. I have been interested in Chinese Metaphysics since I was a teenager. So when I was a kid, I actually hang out a lot at our National Library, borrowing a lot of books on Chinese Metaphysics, on Feng Shui, etc. And in my adult life, I actually spent a lot of money and a lot of time learning it. But at that time, it was more for self-interest. I never thought it would work out to be a career, because being a Feng Shui master isn't exactly what our parents would approve of, and most people brush it off as superstition without even studying it at all. So I went through a lot of self-doubts and a lot of thinking that I'm doomed to be a failure for the rest of my life. That was how life was before my discovery of self-confidence.
Thanks for sharing that. And I think, for most Asian culture, we always have these standards that, our peers bring to us, our loved ones. And it's like, if we don't meet it, we're a failure. But we have to realize that it's just someone's perception of success. It doesn't have to be our perception. Just because we don't hit it doesn't mean we're a failure, right? It's just not our path. And I think the moment we realize that is when we can be free to do what we want. So like you mentioned, studying and practicing Chinese metaphysics was like the moment you realize like you can do something that you love and make a career out of it. And because of that, like, what's your life been like now?
Oh, it's very, very different. In fact, my aha moment actually came when I know Tavia. She's been on your podcast before. When I saw what she's doing at the age of only 21, I was like, hey, why am I living my life like this when there's someone so much younger than me, also a fellow Singaporean, is living life the way she wants? What is stopping me from doing what I really, really want? I mean, I don't want to one day die and then feel that I have left a very regrettable life. And so I actually went to learn from Tavia how to market myself on the internet. For some reason, I just feel that I'm not made out to be a Chinese metaphysics master. Even though my own teacher, my own shifu in Chinese metaphysics, in the year 2009, I started learning from him in 2006. And in 2009, he told me that, hey, Ji Qian, you're ready to go and practice on your own and help more people. I was like, what? You can't be serious. I'm too young for this. I'm too this. I'm too that. I gave a whole truck of excuses. So when I went to learn from Tavia on how to market myself using the internet, how to reach out and connect with more people, I was very impressed by her. She is like she's like a female Mulan to me for her bravery and courage. I started writing a lot more on Facebook. I never dare to put myself out there. I always feel that if I start writing about Chinese metaphysics, people are going to think that I'm a weirdo and I'm not going to have any friends and things like that. Because most of my own personal friends, they do not believe in Chinese metaphysics, neither do my parents. So all this cramps me out. I start to think that only if they approve of me, then I can start getting approval from strangers. But surprise, surprise, it wasn't like that. The more I started writing on Facebook, the more I started getting friend requests from strangers, people whom I have never met in real life. And they started asking me questions. They started engaging with me, commenting on my metaphysics posts. I sort of broke free of my own restrictions and I did videos. I did FB Lives, I did YouTube videos in my own room with a digital camera, a Sony digital camera, and I'm very surprised by the kind of response I have. There are a lot of people who have misconceptions about Feng Shui and 八字, and they didn't know who to ask. So when they got to know me, they were very, very happy that they have someone whom they easily can access to ask a lot of questions, and I'm very, very happy to answer their questions. My biggest breakthrough was when I started doing my first workshop in June. I did not have a full-fledged website at that time. I do not have a Facebook page. I didn't even pay for any advertisements. I just keep writing and writing and writing on my Facebook, and I learned copywriting from another well-established copywriter, and I wrote my first sales page with my husband, and that's it. That was how I did my first workshop, and surprisingly, it was full house. I catered for 20 people, but 21 people turned up, with even one lady coming to the venue on the day itself just to buy a ticket. I was totally blown away because I always think that to be able to run a business, you must put in a lot of money. You must put in a lot of the works. You must have a name card, you must have a full-fledged website, you must pay for advertisements and things like that. That was how I used to do business last time, but nothing worked out. But now, after learning from Tavia that, hey, the internet actually empowers us a lot. And I am so much more fulfilled now when I'm doing metaphysics and helping people and seeing results compared to what I was doing last time.
Awesome. Well, thanks for that amazing story. And yeah, Tavia is an amazing woman,
She is.
Yeah, just listening to her speak at such a young age, I mean, it's phenomenal. And, Ji Qian, to the woman who's listening to your episode, she may be in her own journey of self-confidence or going through similar situations. What would be that one tip you would give to her?
The one tip I will give to her apart from this self-belief is always reach out to other women that you look up to. For me, I relate best to women because I think only a fellow women who understand the worries and the insecurities of a woman. So by reaching out to them, you might realize that, hey, you are actually not alone. You have more options in life than you realize. You just need someone to show you the way. So if you can find a mentor that you can trust, whose path is the path that you look up to, that you wish to have, go mentor under her, go learn from her, regardless of her race, regardless of her religion, even regardless of her age. Because you never know, that might be the biggest turning point in your life, just like how I met Tavia.
Thanks for that awesome tip. And it's true, right? You guys surround yourself with the people you want to model off of. And Ji Qian, if our listeners wanted to get to know a little bit more about what you do, is there any links or social media profiles we can connect with?
Yes, my website will be up soon. My website is www.qianyu.com, QIANYU.com. And you can find me on Facebook. My Facebook, it will be www.facebook.com/l.jiqian, Jiqian. That's where you can find me.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And to our listeners, you can also head on over to thetaoofselfconfidence.com to search for Ji Qian's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else we talked about. And I just want to thank Ji Qian for taking the time to share her story with us. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Sheena. You sound wonderful on mic.
Oh, thank you so much. And it's an honor having you on and share your story. And to our listeners, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of The Tao of Self-Confidence. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com to check out cool resources, blog articles, show recaps, and so much more. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits.